So back in September at D23, The Simpsons had a panel where they talked about all the up and coming stuff that the creators had in store for us. A lot of episodes were revealed, like an episode set in Homer's mind after he goes flying through the windshield of his car, or an episode featuring Lizzo as one of Maggie's happy little elf toys, but one stood out to me above the rest. Not it. It was revealed that alongside the traditional Treehouse of Horror episode, we were also getting a full episode dedicated around a parody of Stephen King's It. This had me and a lot of other Simpsons fans hyped, and now that the episode has been released, let me tell you, it delivered. The animation is surprisingly great. It's got a lot better lately. Not it is most likely going to be better than the actual Treehouse of Horror, and is one of the few modern Simpsons episodes that I would recommend watching if you are looking for a good episode to watch. The episode also has great pacing, humor, and is legitimately scary at times. With that said, I'll be giving over to BoRt for the plot synopsis.
Hey Mythic, thanks for having me. So, let's talk about Not It. The plot of Not It starts out in Kingfield, where a young Barney Gumble plays a paper boat in the gutter on a rainy day. When the boat goes into a sewer, Barney tries to get it out only to find Crusto instead, who is our Pennywise. Crusto drags Barney into the sewer, killing him. Sometime after this, Homer puts up missing person posters for Barney. He then cycles away and is attacked by local bullies Super Intense Kid Chalmers, Seymour Skinner, and Dewey Largo. Homer sees Cresto in the bushes watching the bullying. Homer calls out to the clown and escapes down the hill with the bullies following. As they get to the river at the bottom, the two kids come to Homer's aid and chase off the bullies, with Marge hitting Chalmers in the face with a baseball. The gang introduces themselves as the Loser Gang and takes Homer to their clubhouse. Outside the clubhouse, comic book guy warns Homer to stay away from Marge. In the clubhouse, Homer tells all the other kids about seeing Cresto. The gang tells their stories of how they've also seen Cresto. They decide that to have a stop to him, they go to Kingfield Clown Archives to do research to find out who the killer clown is. While there, Homer writes a love poem for Marge. Marge and Homer figure out that Cresto has had several shows from other many years, and he wasn't funny in all of them. Eventually, Cresto started to kill children in Kingfield every 27 years. As Marge and Homer show a clip from Cresto's show, Cresto emerges from the television and tries to kill comic book guy. After Homer stabs Cresto with some gardening shields before Marge shuts the TV off, temporarily defeating Cresto. The gang and then arms himself to go to Channel 14 to defeat the killer clown. As doing so, a comic book guy lowers Homer's love poem. At Channel 14, Homer sees a box labeled Free Candy and opens it, revealing Cresto to be hidden inside. Losers attack Cresto with their weapons, but they're ineffective. As Krusty starts to brag about being invincible, he slips on some marbles and goes through a lengthy slapstick comedy routine where he hurts himself repeatedly. Children all laugh at this, which surprises Cresto. It's the first time they have actually laughed at him. He continues to hurt himself for laughs until Marge gives him some cherry bombs and he explodes. Later, Jay makes a pact to return if Cresto shows up. Marge then makes out with Comic Book Guy after he claimed that he had written the love poem for end of chapter 1. So, that is basically the full telling of chapter 1, but that's not the end of the episode yet, because we're on to chapter 2. 27 years later, Jimbo, Dolph, Kearney, and Nelson find a pie shop that wasn't there earlier. Then the bullies are then killed by Cresto, who is made to store to attack them. When the story plays on the news, Homer realizes that Cresto has returned to Kingfield. He remembers the pact he made and calls up the former gang to defeat Cresto once. In the time that has passed, Carl is an astronaut, Moe is a rock and roll star, and Marge owns a seltzer company with Comic Book Guy. And they had 2 children, Bert and Eliza, which is actually a nice switch where Lizzie is Lisa, and she's actually the bad one, and Bert is Bart, and he's like the good one. So it's a bit of a cool role reversal. Comic Guy refuses to go and help Homer to stop Cresto, but Marge left to deny to get herself. At Doe's Tavern, which is where Homer works, they all reunite and try to come up with a plan to defeat Krusty. Comic Book Guy then turns up with the kids to bring Marge home again. Marge tells the kids to win the car while she argues with Comic Book Guy. Bert and Eliza then walk past it Needful Crab secondhand store and get kidnapped by Crusto, which he reveals to the loser gang. They return to Channel 14 to rescue the kids and defeat Crusto. Big finale time. They didn't tell Crusto that they've gotten their childhood fears, so he has no power over them anymore. Crusto then reveals the adults have something tastier than fears, anxieties. He also reveals that Comic Book Guy didn't read the love poem. He makes the gang see things from that they are anxious about and grows more powerful from the laughter of his ghost children audience of the hundreds of children he's killed. Homer gives Marge a rock to throw at the sign because Marge actually is a good baseball player in this episode for some reason. And then Marge realizes that Homer wrote the poem. Marge goes to throw the rock at the sign to destroy it, but Crusto tries to eat her before she can. Comic Book Guy jumps in the way and gets bitten badly by Crusto as Marge manages to throw the rock and destroy the sign. All the kids go to heaven and Crusto loses his power and dies. Some Comic Book Guy dies, and we have a little quick cutscene with Kay and Kodos to end. So, what were my thoughts on the episode? First of all, I loved it. As a person who hasn't actually seen it, I feel like it was really just a great telling of the story through like a Simpsons eye. And I thought like Crusto was definitely like a really scary character. I felt like they could have maybe done a little more with the horror, but I think with the gore they had, it was really great. And I think they also did great with the telling for the Marge, Homer, and Comic Book Guy love triangle. I really just loved pretty much everything about it. I think it could have used a little more like telling of like a horror point of view, but besides that, it was really good. So yeah, that's my part. Back to you, Mythic, so we can finish the review.
So thank you so much, BoRt, for helping me out with this video, but let's continue with the characters. So let's start off with the school outsiders, also known as the Losers Club. The losers consist of Homer, Moe, Marge, Carl, and Comic Book Guy. I do think every one of them got a respected amount of screen time. I don't think I would have wanted any more or any less. The same can be said for Cross though, but there is a few stuff that I do have some complaints about. I wouldn't say he's underused, but I would have liked more scenes of Crosto attacking the losers in that dream sequences, especially when they are adults. We did get one scene with Comic Book Guy where he was attacked as an adult in his bedroom when Marge leaves to help the other losers, but I would have liked more, and I'm not counting the attack in the sewers as one. The jobs that the losers pursue is honestly really amusing. We got Moe as a rock and roll ventriloquist, Carl as an astronaut, Marge as a successful businesswoman, Comic Book Guy doing Comic Book Guy stuff, and Homer as a bartender for Doe's Tavern, which I found really funny, and I'm surprised that they haven't done that any sooner. So yeah, both did talk about this in the plot segment, but I do want to elaborate on that, seeing that this is a Halloween episode where a lot of killing is supposed to happen. In this whole episode, there is a total of 34 kills analyzed by the Simpsons theory. A lot of the kills were off screen, but the few kills that we got were really good, if I say so myself. First, we got Barney, who was eaten alive when all he wanted to do was play with his boat. Then we got Jimbo, Nelson, Dolph, and Kearney, who were killed in pretty gruesome ways in front of a mysterious pie shop, especially Jimbo's kill, which was extra gruesome. We also got Crosto's kill at the end of the episode and Comic Book Guy's death as well. But yeah, overall, this episode was great. I hope they do another non-canonical episode next year, like they did this year and last year with a serious Flanders. Can't wait for Trials of Horror 3. Maybe I'll make a review on that. I'm not too sure. We have to see how the episode plays out today. The creators should really give themselves a pat on the back because this was a masterpiece in my eyes. And that's a wrap. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. A special thanks to BoRt who helped me out with this video. A link to his channel will be in the description. This video was a blast to make. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.